Going into it, I knew it was going to be difficult, but I wish I had known how much more difficult it was going to be than I thought.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Pretty Girl Practice. This video is going to include me and some of my classmates on things that we wish we knew before we started med school. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. The main thing that I wish I knew beforehand, I didn't know that I would be paying full tuition to teach myself. I wasn't really sure how med school would be, but I wasn't aware that I would literally be teaching myself all the sciences and just all the classes we teach ourselves, and that was really frustrating for me at first, and that was honestly the hardest adjustment that I had to make, and I've gotten used to it now, but I just wish I knew that beforehand. And the other thing, I didn't know how hard it would be to be away from my family, because college is one thing, that's 4 years, and then it's med school's another 4, so it's I just feel like I've already been away from my family for so long, and it just gives me so much anxiety, the fact that I could end up in a residency and be even further away from them for even longer amount of time. If you add it all up, I can be away from my family for 12 years, and that is not okay with me. That makes me so sad.
Hi. So one of the things I wish that I would have known before I came to medical school is not comparing yourself to other people. It's kind of hard because it's easy to kind of get lost with what everybody else is doing, especially what resources they're using. And then also when they post our histograms from our grades, it's very hard to not compare yourself and see kind of how you stack up against the class, but it actually just makes you more stressed out. So I wish that I had people telling me not to do that before I came to medical school.
So in undergrad, I majored in political science, so I was kind of a non-traditional student. I didn't take, my major wasn't biology or chemistry or another science major. And a lot of people told me that that was fine and you didn't really need those upper level bio classes. But starting medical school, I always felt like I was catching up to students who already knew, basic microbiome that I didn't know. So if I could go back, I definitely would have switched out some of the less important electives that I took in college for upper level bio classes.
One thing that I wish that I was told before medical school is that life continues to happen during medical school. You can feel prepared for the school itself and studying all the time, but you still will have your car break down, your apartment having issues, have relationship problems. So it's really important to have a good foundation of friends or family just for those parts of your life as well.
Okay, so there are 2 things I wish I knew before coming to med school. One thing is to plan out your life, because day to day you have to set out a certain amount of time of studying so that you don't end up falling behind, because it gets really stressful when you end up being the week before the test and you have to study everything that you learned over the past how many weeks you spent in class. And then the last thing that I would say is to have fun, because first year of medical school, this is the most free time that we're probably going to have from now until we start our careers. So definitely appreciating the time you have to just watch TV, hang out with friends, talk to your family. Just make sure to do stuff for yourself while you're in your first year.
I wish that before coming to med school, I really took the time to understand undergrad classes. So I feel like a lot of times when students are taking classes, we just kind of took them for the grade. You took them because you want to keep your GPA high, which you should, but that little extra time that you take to put into the class just to make sure you understand the knowledge will really go far, because I know a lot of times my friends and I would be like, oh, I'm taking this class, but I can't wait till I get to med school to take the class. It's really going to help me save lives. But let me tell you that the first 2 years you are taking those classes again. And if you just took out a little bit of time to learn it better, you took out a little bit of time to elaborate or just to be interested, it really does go a long way for you. And it really will help you with a lot of extra work that you have to do in med school. So looking back, I really wish I did that.
A big difference that I didn't really anticipate coming into medical school was the world of difference between my undergrad pre-med colleagues as well as my medical school peers. And not just in their cerebral thinking, but in the richness of experience that they had. I wish that I'd started early on to really get to know my classmates and build deeper relationships, because people who are just so interesting. And a common kind of pattern that I noticed through medical school is that people who are drawn to healing others, helping others, have experienced a great deal of suffering themselves. So if you can take the time to really get to know your classmates and their stories, it really, really enriches your med school experience. And something that I was told that I still carry with me is that you can never relate to your patients if you can't relate to your colleagues. So you're just starting the building blocks of being a great physician and having a good career ahead of you.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Fleming. I am a first-year medical student right now, about a week away from finishing with my first year. And I would say that the thing that I wish I'd known the most about medical school is how it is extremely doable if you put the time and the effort into it. I think that one of the biggest concerns for me starting out was, can I accomplish this? Can I get through my courses and actually survive them? And there is such a concern with that, not just among people that have gone through medical school, but also people that have never been to medical school. I got so many warnings from people that, oh my gosh, it's gonna be unbearable, you can't do this, this is just so incredibly hard that it's impossible. And something that my parents told me was, well, if it's impossible, there wouldn't be any doctors now, would there? And I wish I had taken that more seriously, I guess, because I was so terrified that I wouldn't be able to make it through, and I forgot about how exciting it is to be in medical school. There's so much fun if you just take a step back and you just enjoy the material and not even look at it from the stance of you have to know this for your exam. Yes, you do, but just take a step back and realize that this is such a cool opportunity. You get to learn about stuff that's literally going to help people, and something that you learn in class is actually going to directly apply to some patient, and you have the chance to save that patient's life, hopefully. And I think that is the best part about it. It's something that I guess I hadn't thought enough about, and I didn't realize that, you can do this. There's a reason why every single person that was selected for UTMB got in, whether it's my class or the classes above me or the classes below me. They see something in each of us, and they know that we have what it takes. And I think that it is something that is actually it's a lot more wonderful than I thought it would be. And I guess I wish I would have known that. It's way more fun than I had anticipated. Everybody says about, oh, it was miserable, and it's just, there's so much work in it. And yes, there's so much work, but I am having so much fun with learning this material and getting the chance to meet some of the coolest people. My class and the classes around me have some of the most wonderful people. And I don't know if every medical school is like that, but I know UTMB is for sure. And I think that is so awesome. Everybody's really willing to help you, whether they're a doctor or a medical student or whatever. And I am so, so appreciative. And I guess that's another thing that I wish I'd known more, is that your classmates are really your lifeline. They're the people that you need to be talking to, the people that you need to connect with. And especially here at UTMB, I am extremely grateful that I have the most wonderful class. Everybody is out to help you. Nobody's going to try and hurt you. And they even have great resources and great tips for how to do better and how to get that extra point. And it's just such a nurturing environment. And I don't think that there's enough stress on that. that medical school is hard. And the hard part is not even necessarily the material as much as how much material there is in such a short time. But if you just put in that effort and you believe that you actually can do this, you can.
Hi guys, one thing I wish someone would have told me prior to starting medical school is make sure that you balance and take time out for yourself. When I first started medical school, I kept saying, oh, I'll go work out tomorrow, oh, I'll go to the gym, oh, I'll cook later. But it's so easy to lock yourself in a room and be there for hours and hours. And like once you start medical school, like your medical career never stops. You're always going to be busy, so just make sure that you take that time out for yourself, whether it be talking to your family or doing something that you like, going to the gym, taking up a dance class. Another thing I wish that someone would have told me prior to starting medical school is take advantage of all of the free lunch opportunities. Whether it be like a church on the street or like a lot of different clubs, all of them pretty much offer food like the entire first month of school. And that can definitely save your grocery bill. Another thing I wish someone would have told me prior to starting medical school is medical school is a lot different than college. In college, you pretty much are given a text to read by your professors. But in medical school, you can choose from a number of different texts. You might have 15 or 20 different resource options, and at first it can get really overwhelming, but one thing that I would recommend is asking a second year what resources work best for them, and kind of like it will be a trial and error period at first, but kind of just working through some of those resources, figuring out how you learn and figuring out what works best for you. And the last thing that I wish I knew before starting medical school is it's important to get involved early. You want to set yourself apart, you want to get involved in different leadership opportunities, and it's very easy to put that off into second semester or second year, but that's something that you want to start as soon as you come in.
So one of the things I wish I realized before I started med school is that you're going to have a different experience, you're going to meet different people, but that doesn't disvalidate the memories and experiences you had in undergrad. So even though you might have had really close friends in undergrad and been really tight and had really great experiences, and you move on to med school and those people move on and they do their own thing as well, it doesn't mean that those memories aren't valid anymore, those friendships aren't valid. They were there, you had a great time, but now it's past and you're moving on. The other thing that I wish I had paid more attention to is your intention before you start, because as you move forward and as you go through classes, you get kind of bogged down and you get caught up in a bunch of stuff. So just be really clear with why you're doing it and what your purpose is in going through med school, and to really just take advantage of this opportunity that you have that so many people wish, or so many people don't have the opportunity to, be pursuing their medical education. So you're here for a reason. Make sure that you remember that and what you want to do with this, and you go back to that whenever you feel burnt out.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for future videos or anything like that, please just let me know. Okay, bye guys. Until next time.